say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Morgan Gallagher, and I am the principal of Roosevelt Community Education Center. Welcome to the Roosevelt Community Education Center 2020 Virtual Commencement Ceremony. At the outset of our ceremony, I would like to acknowledge the Rockford Public Schools Board of Education for their continued support. Thank you, President Ken Scrivano, Vice President Tim Rollins, Secretary Jude McCulloch, and members Michael Connor, David Siegel, Anthony Dixon, and June Stanford. Likewise, I would like to extend our gratitude to Rockford Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Aaron Jarrett, and members of his cabinet, including Deputy Superintendent Dr. Matthew Vosberg, Executive Director of Academics Heidi Detman, Financial Officer Michelle Yar, Communications Officer Earl Dotson Jr., General Counsel Lori Holdley, Human Resources Officer Matthew Zedeker, Superintendent's Office Manager Amy Linneberry, and, of course, Executive Director of Student Services and Alternative Learning Angela Height-Carter. Parents, family, and community partners, thank you for all of your continued support leading up to today's ceremony. Of course, teachers and staff, you are tireless in your support of students. We would not be here without all of you. I would now like to introduce you to the Roosevelt Class of 2020. The Roosevelt Class of 2020 is an exceptional class. Each of today's graduates has overcome significant adversity in his or her life in order to make it to this day. Each of today's graduates had what we call a come to Roosevelt epiphany. The graduates before you chose not to use their adversity as a crutch or as an excuse. Rather, each graduate chose to come to terms with his or her adversity, and they are all now stronger for it. While I commend each graduate for exhibiting perseverance and determination, I believe it is important to also emphasize what the class has accomplished as a collective. With the class of 2020, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Despite the first semester ransomware attack and the school closure that we are currently experiencing, the class of 2020 continues to set records. Our test scores and number of graduates are at all-time highs. While these successes are great, there are some numbers that are even more telling. When surveyed earlier this year, 99% of you stated that you have strong, trusting relationships with your teachers. And 99% of you stated that you had strong, meaningful relationships with your peers as well. When you came to Roosevelt, it was not just about yourself. You pulled each other up, and that is why the class of 2020 has demonstrated such exceptional resilience during the unprecedented challenges we have faced this year. Older generations could stand to take a cue from your empathy and tolerance. So graduates, As of today, I want you to know this, that you are loved. Everyone viewing this ceremony has nothing but love for you. You have worked so hard, and we are so proud of you. Thank you for bringing so much joy into our lives.
Hi, I'm Superintendent Aaron Jarrett. I'd like to share a message with the class of 2020. There's no doubt that you've had to handle more than your fair share of adversity, especially during your senior year. This year began with a ransomware attack and long-term technology outage. Now you're finalizing your education in a global pandemic during an unprecedented school closure. And I'm sure this isn't the graduation ceremony you imagined. Despite the uncertainty these last several months, you have consistently made us proud with the way you have handled each challenge in your senior year. On behalf of the Rockford School Board, the administration, principals, teachers, and staff, we are incredibly proud of you and your accomplishments in your educational career so far. We have no doubt that the class of 2020 will continue to accomplish great things and make Rockford proud. From all of us at the Rockford Public Schools, congratulations.
Hello, everyone. My name is Xavier Hutzel. I am honored to be named valedictorian of Roosevelt High School, and this is my story. Growing up wasn't the easiest. Not having my biological father in my life definitely took a toll for the worse. I would take my anger and place it all on my mom for the smallest reasons, which she didn't deserve. A lot of people have entered and exited my life, which was a constant reminder of my father's previous actions. Having bipolar, depression, anxiety, and anger issues definitely didn't help with any of my situations at all. In addition, I also suffered from abuse as a child from a family friend. Being bullied for expressing my flamboyant and feminine ways and being called homosexual slurs has built an armor around me I don't think can ever be broken. Being bullied for having open eczema wounds and scars on my body that look like, quote, scabies or scars, which pressured me into wearing thick, long-sleeve shirts and jeans in 80-degree summers. Living in the projects from my 5th birthday up until I was 17 has taught me some very valuable life lessons I shouldn't have been taught as a child. It's not fun being a young child and not having fun with any of your friends because you feel you're too mature for them, and feel as if you should be hanging out with the adults because you understand what they're talking about. I saw and experienced things no child should have to experience. All of these events and more have put a permanent humbleness in me that will never leave. School's never really been my thing, whether it be not getting along with teachers and peers, not paying attention and refusing to do work, or not having enough push and motivation to take things more seriously. In middle school, I was always suspended for something. Before I had made it into an art program in middle school, I was at another middle school. There, both me and my mom were told by my 7th grade principal that I would never make it anywhere in life because of my behavioral standpoint. I went on to the art program the next school year, determined to prove them wrong. I arrived and got kicked out after the first semester for fighting and disruption of the academic learning environment. I then returned back to my original middle school. Believe it or not, going into my freshman year of high school, I knew nothing about credits nor a GPA. Junior year was probably one of my worst school year experiences ever. A breakout of my eczema occurred that made it really hard to live my daily life, as even the medical professionals struggled to get it under control. My attendance was horrific due to this, and I missed over a month of school. Along the way, my family moved apartments. It was hard trying to get ready when all of your belongings are in boxes. Then about 2 months later, we moved apartments again. This time was the final time. However, throughout this all, my academics were suffering. I had tried credit recovery and tutoring, but nothing could aid all of the work and class time I had already missed. Little did I know, I was about to find the school that was going to be the cure. Moving on to my final high school chapter, senior year, Roosevelt was my last resort before officially giving up on myself at full. When I finally was accepted into Roosevelt, it was like a breath of fresh air. At that time, I had also moved out of my mom's house and into my aunt's to feel more stable and not have to worry about anything getting in the way of school. It all felt like a new beginning to me, a new home, a new school. I couldn't have asked for anything better at that moment. On my first day of school, I knew a few people, so that made me feel a little secure. I went in with a very strong wall up to not allow anything to get me off track. I definitely had some doubt in me, knowing in the back of my head I had 27 credits to make up. I listened to music every day with my head facing down to make sure my talkative ways didn't pull me away from what I was there to do. After a few months of attending, my shell finally opened up to have conversation with my teachers. They were all so welcoming, and that felt really good. Now, don't get me wrong, there were a few teachers who have helped keep me motivated throughout my senior year. But if it wasn't for one teacher in particular, I'm not sure if that fire inside of me would have ever ignited. That person was my English teacher, Ayla. I went to Ayla within a few weeks of going to Roosevelt. I had asked her to help me map out a work plan to help achieve my goals within a time frame. That included taking packets of piles of work home at once on the weekends and on holiday breaks to get my credit when I had planned it. Every time I thought about giving up in class, she was right by my side, speaking motivation to me that kept my gears turning. Within a few weeks of my planner in place, credits slowly but surely started to roll in, one by one. I stayed up late many nights, never missed a day of school, and I learned communication with teachers is key. I just needed to trust the process and speak my goals into existence. Another way I met my goals, in addition to recovering the credits, was by getting involved. I met Beth. She mentored me and sparked my interest to volunteer. I will never forget working from 9 in the morning to 8 at night at Stroll on State Street. It gave me a rush, a good energy, to volunteer knowing I was doing it for a good cause. I started getting back on track and things were looking much better. I worked with teachers on bringing awareness to Black History Month. I wanted to help students shed light on big issues involving the Black community. A little later, I went on to my first GSA, Gay Straight Alliance meeting, and later joined the association, marking my name as one of the founders of the organization. After that, I was nominated to be secretary of the GSA. I hope the GSA at Roosevelt will continue to succeed and strive for excellence and for inclusiveness for future generations to come. Roosevelt has felt like another home to me. It filled a big void in me. Now let's address the elephant in the room, Ms. COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus. The last time a pandemic affected us all like this was in 1918, 102 years ago. I understand we are all hurting, and we have every single right to be. We have had prom and majority of our senior activities taken away. We'll never get to experience these events like previous classes did. I wish I could give us all our senior year back. I'm afraid that's one thing I cannot do. But what I can do is give us all the words of wisdom to help us move past such a corrupt time in our lives. We can use this pandemic to teach us the do's and don'ts. Please don't let this drag you down, disrupt your peace, or spoil any moments and memories we have in this time. We only get our high school senior year once, so I beg you to not let this ruin your calling. Please do. Do care for those in your local community. Do put your best foot forward, and do show recognition to those that are on the front lines during this time. With all of this said, please know that you are impacting future generations. What you do today does make a difference tomorrow. We are the next MLKs, the next Rosa Parks, the next Obamas. We are the next agents of change. It is crucial that we acknowledge each other and we look out for one another, no matter who we are. My hope is that we strive for inclusiveness, recognizing each person in our communities. Congratulations, class of 2020. I can't wait to see the future we create.
We will now begin the presentation of diplomas to students. I invite Roosevelt teacher Beth Ratko to call on the names for the awarding of diplomas.
Here are the names of the students graduating from the Business Academy. Jaquavian Agee. Melissa Alvarez. Louis Araguan. Sylvia Avila. Axel Baca Estrada. Jaden Bartholomew. Jacqueline Blankenship. Zachary Bridgeland. Christian Cabanas Sarmiento. Margarito Castro Herrera. Santiago Castro Tinero. Destiny Comas. Max Davey. Paul Deriska. Donnelly Escutia. Catherine Fannin. Avian Farley. Rosa Flores. Tylen Foster Bird. Cervantes Fricks. Brooklyn Galsper. Ashley Garcia. Jamarian Garth. Saul Gonzalez. Garrett Gustafson. Emmanuel Hatcher. Luis Hernandez Ortega. Alicia Herrera. Jamontes Hightower. Xavier Hughes. Eric Jackson. Tamir Jackson. Artisha James. Amaya Jones. Ricky Lamb. Michaela Lewis. Claudia Lopez. Diana Lupe. Andrea Mata. Manuel Medrano Castillo. Dashel Morrow. Diamond Mosley. Matthew Neighbors. Melissa Nava de Luna. Benny Nasabi. Brian Ortiz. Alexander Pankey. Patrick Parham. Hope Perot. Delaney Partee. Jeremy Ramirez. Eric Rivera Alvarado. Candace Roberts. Paris Scheibel. Abigail Schluter. Noah Sexton. Caitlin Sherwood. Zatori Simpson. Omarion Smith. Rayshawn Starks, Nathaniel Tell, Randall Thomas Davis, Deshaun Thomas, Grace Van Berriger, Tyler Voss, Twan Waller, LaRon Whittington, Ashley Woods, Here are the students graduating from the Health Academy. Tierra Austin, Krisharia Brewer Smith, Kennedy Campbell, Angela Carmona, Ariana Dager, Kaya Davis, Olivia Fluker, Danielle Garcia, Enrico Garcia, Maximiliano Garcia, Isaiah Gonzalez, Jonathan Guerrero Indoval, Victasia Harris, Diagene Howard, Xavier Hutzel, Carnell Jackson, Dylan Johnson, Chelsea Jones, Guadalupe Lopez, Jamaria Martin, Berenice Martinez, Esther Mata, Miranda McClellan, Santorius McCurtis, Emily Moore, Alejandro Ontiveros, Leslie Palacios, Kiana Porter, Brianna Roberson, Alam Sanchez, Javarian Tate, Alyssa Tinariero, Kylie Todd, Cedric Walker, Ferris Webster, Jasmine Whitfield, Zanavian Wright, Kiera York, Here are the names of the students graduating from the Production Academy. Hussein Al-Basharawi, Angel Almanza Ramos, Alyssa Berger, Demonte Blackman, Jeffrey Brito, Jose Caldera, Dawson Calvert, Brian Cardona, Antoine Carter, Jose Carvajal Castaneda, Jacoby Chapman, Angel Delgado. Damian Evans. Jorge Flores. Janet Fuentes. Jaden Hetler. Spencer Holt. Adam Izet. Justin Jones. Jonathan Kemp. Moisey Kosick. Alexis Langley. Alex Leva. Evan Long. Julian Marquez Macias. Jamante Moore. Kendarian Parks Collins. Jovan Reynolds. Faith Ross. Reginald Sockwell. Jalen Swanberg. Andrew Taft. David Teran. Alexis Vences. Jonathan Werner. Vincent Woodrow Maduano. Christian Yanez. Here are the names of the students graduating from the Service Academy. Michelangelo Alfaro. Latavia Armstrong. Yaselin Elvia Hernandez. Asada Baker. Ayana Baker. Anjali Billingsley. TYESHA Bingham. Cherish Bland. Destiny Brown Anderson. Alexandria Ceballos. Jocelyn Cervantes. Zaire Clark. Mackenzie Crocker. Devante Davis. Iere De La Rosa. Lisbeth Diaz. Michaela Diaz. Destiny Dishman Castillo. Zoe Fields. Yanira Ford. Cielo Garcia. Kelly Garrett. Brandon Givens. Nadia Grace. Demonte Haley. China Harris. Najina Jerome. Dominic Jones. Seisha Jones. Kavanda King. Michaelia Lampley. Khalida Lewis. Chloe Livingston. Tyrese Love. Derek Lowry. Glora McGee. Aaliyah Mahoney Dixon. Deja Martin. Alexandra Moore. Jared Petrus. Autumn Pearl. Julitza Ramirez. Aliyah Rangel. Angel Rivera. Devin Roundtree. Deja Center. Connor Shull. Elizabeth Tardillo. Alondra Valdez Vasquez. Selena Villa. Tyliana Walker. Sandra Wozinski. Rashawn Williams. Sergio Zariana. Here are the names of the 2020 GED graduates. Julie Bennett. Samuel Cabrera. Salomon Garcia. Tasia Jenkins. Sharday Johnson. Carla Mejia Rodriguez. Chandra Neding. Guadalupe Ricon. Sean Strang. Devontae Wesley.
This concludes the awarding of diplomas for the graduates. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from the right side to the left side of your caps to signify your newly conferred graduate status. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege to present to you the 2020 graduating class of Roosevelt Community Education Center.